Rudy Giuliani filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in New York. He's listing debts of up to $500 million, assets of up to just $10 million. This comes just one day after a federal judge ruled Giuliani has to immediately pay that $148 million that he owes to two former Georgia election workers. NBC's Ken Dilanian is following this for us. Also with me, former federal prosecutor and MSNBC legal analyst Carol Lamb. All right, Ken, I just got my hands on this. It's pretty thick. I haven't gone through all of it. Walk us through this bankruptcy filing and what it means.
So the main debt that he lists in this filing, Chris, is the $148 million he owes to Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, and that appears to have been the tipping point here. He also owes more than $1 million to some lawyers who are suing him, and he lists some other theoretical notional debts that could occur in lawsuits where he is a defendant. For example, Hunter Biden is suing him for defamation, Smartmatic, the voting company, suing him. So he's listing potential debts, and that goes up to $500 million. But so here's the thing about this $148 million judgment. It is likely not dischargeable in bankruptcy because it resulted from willful and malicious acts, which are not subject to bankruptcy protection. So whatever happens with this reorganization and the bankruptcy, this judgment will stay with him for the rest of his life. Now, he can appeal it, but the judge, in imposing the judgment yesterday, made clear that in order to appeal, he's going to have to put up a bond essentially equivalent to the amount, to the $148 million, which clearly he does not have. So an appeal seems rather remote at this point, and that means that this judgment will stay with him. Now, will Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss get their money? That remains in question. What kind of assets does Rudy Giuliani have? We know that he has a lovely apartment on the Upper East Side of New York, and we know that because it's listed for sale right now. You can see it on the Sotheby's website. It's listed for $6.1 million. So to the extent that that is for sale and there isn't a debt on it, if he makes some money from that, that essentially could go to some of the people, some of the creditors here. But it's a long process that's just beginning, and it's a huge downfall for somebody who was once called America's mayor and who made a lot of money as a private lawyer, but whose financial fortune started to dwindle once he began working for Donald Trump, as we learned yesterday when a series of documents were released in connection with a criminal investigation, Chris.